Now, any good director will tell you that the storyboarding process is the most important process in the directorial repertoire. What I started with is some concept drawings, as we call them in the industry. This will explain some of my vision. Here you can see Jim Crow with his little cap. Perhaps you can't. There. Let's put that sucker right up there. Yeah. Now you can probably also see Abraham Lincoln. I decided to go with a very cephalopod theme for him. I think it represents his true nature quite well.
Something like this, you can't just jump into it like, like you're trying to have a fun time or something. This isn't fun. This isn't supposed to be an enjoyable or even, tolerable process. It's supposed to be rigorous and deep and challenging.
Now, a mistake a lot of people make with the storyboarding process is that they, try and map out every single thing. But art is spontaneous, like a disease, a beautiful disease. It spreads through all kinds of contact, and really it comes from the inside and comes from spontaneity.
And what I'm trying to do here is, put in the requisite amount of forethought so that things go off without a hitch when it comes time for filming. It would be an utter fiasco if I were to, try to engage this process without doing my homework beforehand. And so right now I'm storyboarding, specifically trying to work out the specifics of the scenes. Who's going to be standing where, who is, what kind of sets are going to be behind the characters, what's going to make things look most historically accurate.
So this is how I storyboard.
I found some actors who have the exact same blood type as the actual historical legislators in the situation involved. So it's really great, but the problem is I have to find a way to regulate their heart rate so that it, mimics, at least approximates, the physiological situation in the bodies of those involved in the legislative meeting at that particular time.
I think I now have the inspiration I need and all the direction I need, really, to go where I need to go with this picture. I feel really prepared.
There's no strict limitation on who you can and can't have in your video. Try to keep it to your peers, because the rest of the class that might watch this video is going to be able to relate to them. Have your family jump in if you need somebody extra. All that's perfectly fine. We're going to see Joe and Nathaniel both selecting a couple people that could potentially be in their movies.
Any director, any good director will tell you that the most important part of the filming process is the casting process. It is the keystone of the architecture of the foundation. Now, I thought to myself, who do I know? Who do I know personally that would be good for this role, for the role of Lincoln or Douglas? And it came to me. Without a moment's hesitation, I can tell you. Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey. Ringing in my head. That's the man. His range is unparalleled since the days of Henry Beerbohm Tree, the renowned artiste who gave us Svengali. Of course, you all remember East Lynne.
I'm trying to find people to pretend to be other people in the movie. And, it's not easy because, first of all, you have to, first step, I have to know who these people are going to be pretending to be, which, I've already figured out. it's either going to be people, you know, from the Civil War or people related to naval maritime law. So, you know, problem solved on that. But what I have to find now is people who know how to act like other people.
Of course, Mr. Carey has not yet responded to my requests, but he's a busy man, and I'm a patient man. So what I'll be doing in the meantime is going out and really getting a feel for what it was like to be alive during these days when people held other people as their pets.
Hey there. What are you going to be portraying for us today?
I'll be portraying Abraham Lincoln.
Okay. Do you have a monologue prepared?
I do.
Okay. Do it.
fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought before us on this continent a new nation.
You know, Lincoln had a beard, and I think you just don't have the talent to portray that necessarily. Now, I don't mean that offensively, but like, maybe you can try and speak as though you had a beard, you know? Just imagine how the beard would affect the way the consonants come out.
I think that it's really important to get into the mindset of bigots like Lincoln. You know, we can whitewash it all we want, but I want to make a truthful film here. I'm interested in the truth, not in lies.
Here for the tryout.
Oh, you have something prepared
Audition.
to audition?
Well, yeah, I was gonna sing. I was gonna sing a song.
A song?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Is that okay?
Okay. I mean, it's not a musical piece, but it might showcase your talent.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really talented. Okay.
I'm interested in presenting historically accurate, but at the same time free from the bounds of historical accuracy. In other words, art.
Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing craze. It means no worries for the rest of your days. Hakuna Matata.
How tall did you say you were?
6'1".
You're perfect. I'll take you.
It's very important when selecting your crew that you be able to make sure that their schedules are going to line up with your own, and you're going to need somebody that's going to be available to you during the filming process. So make sure you're conscientious of what they need to have done, at the same time what you need to have done.
All right, scheduling. Probably the most critical part of this entire process. Okay, I've got all these different strategies that I'm going to utilize for maximum efficiency to try and get this process rolling. You know, I've got my calendar here. You can take a look at that. That's all set up. You see, I've got green represents times when I'm planning on doing other things. So this would represent time that I've actually spent, you know, updating this very calendar. So you see, I've got, you know, several times. Blue is going to be, you know, times when I'm reading, researching.
As any director, any good director will tell you, the scheduling process is the most important process of filmmaking. Unless you have everyone on board, there's no board to go on.
Red, you know, I'm going to be contacting and networking with my actors, my producers, and my, you know, my set people.
Now, currently, I don't have a cast, which in fact is a great boon. For now, I am free from the constraints of social interaction and necessitating coordination of schedules and other such unimportant things.